so important, when you're going through things, to have people that you can really count on for good work. So I definitely want to show gratitude to you guys, and I want to thank you. But I also want to give you a chance now to talk about, you know, what I would say your shoot your shot moment that you've had. Just take a couple of, minutes to talk about it. So, Natasha, what is your shoot your shot moment?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have like two significant shoot your shot moments. And both of them occurred like in 2015. Both of them symbolizing uh, both endings and new beginnings. And one was going back to grad school to do my school counseling degree, on top of what we just did or finished in at Columbia, and doing another graduate degree and an advanced certificate in mental health. And the second one was deciding to serve divorce papers to my husband. So all that happened in 2015 there. And these were not easy decisions. So many people having their inputs, me doubting myself, questioning, am I doing the right thing? Is this at this moment? Um, Sleepless nights, agonizing days. Um, it 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 was it was a time. It required a depth of strength that I didn't even know I had. And I it required me stepping out on limbs of no return, not necessarily roads you have a real paved road. No, these were limbs, shaky limbs. And because I just didn't know. I was in a job that, I wanted more, and I was pulling up to a house where I didn't want to go in. And so with those moments, my very existence depended on these shots. And because they embodied for me my personal commitment for peace of mind. And that was huge. That was so huge. And both of these shots leading me down um, paths to starting my own coaching and therapy business, and basically living my best life. Shedding light to whoever and wherever I am. And 5 years later, which is where we are now, quarantined and locked down. I'm still working. I'm still a work in progress, and still stepping up to challenges, and still willing to say yes to me. And that was huge. So thank you for this opportunity to share my shots. And I'm still in that net.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot because I'm gonna ask you a little more, Natasha.
Sure.
Like when when you were like trying to make your decision and you were, going through everything and having your, what you say, some might say, emotional breakdowns in a way because so many things are going on. What were people saying? What are some of the things that because other people, have experienced divorce and other people have experienced having to take a shift in their career. And like you said, there's a lot of naysayers. Like
Right.
what were some of the naysayers saying to you and how did you, you know, overlook that or overcome that?
Interestingly enough, um, the biggest the biggest obstacles or the naysayers that I had to overcome were my family members, because the picture that was painted of me going through this process was a negative one, and I really had to dig deep. I was on my knees. The good Lord was with me day in and day out. I was prayed up because it they challenged my character and who I am, and questioned whether I was really making this decision or why I was making this decision. And I got to the point where, why do I have to justify who I am to you? Can't you just see me for me and what I'm going through? And over time, um, some light was shed, and they realized that, yeah, you're for real, and you have to do this for you. So it was challenging. It was challenging when you thought that people who you thought would have had your back would have been there. They had doubts, and I had to now, for the very first time, pull myself up out of the dirt, um, for them, and prove to them that I'm worthy, which was, I didn't think that I would have had to have done that with my family, but yeah, not all my family, but just certain ones. You always thought that family got your back, kind of thing. Yeah, some were there, and some was kind of sketchy, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Um, so
And I
that was huge.
Yeah, and I'm sure that this is you're not the first person that can kind of say that, especially when you're going through stuff like a divorce or changing a career, or something where people have set you into certain box of who you are, and
Right.
now you're suddenly changing that, and
Yeah.
they don't know you've made the change for you in your mind and in physical, but for them, they're still processing, right? And so it's taken them some time, to understand, oh, well, why would she make this change? But this is who she is. And it's like, but I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
This is who I've decided to be. Can you, like you said, accept me for who I am now?
Right.
And sometimes, it is hard for people to make those adjustments with, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I really had the opportunity to show them who I am, and really live into that and step into that and be consistent about it. And that was huge. And when they saw that, they were like, okay. And I mean, I had some really good. I had some good people. You were there, ride or die. You were there throughout the whole process. So I had some really good people who were backing me throughout the whole process, good, bad, or indifferent. So it was it was something.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Welcome.
Gina, your shot moment, Gina. Let us know.
Oh man, my shoot the shot moments. There are so many. But if we're talking about being vulnerable and helping the audience know that they're stronger than who they are, think they are, and with God, all things are possible, I'm going to share about 2 years ago, around 2018, I found out I was pregnant for the first time. And when you find out that you are pregnant, there are many, many expectations. And my pregnant journey was challenging. I found out that the baby that I was carrying was genetically imperfect. And so what that means that it was a 90% chance that the baby would not live. So of course, just to feel that pressure, of a child not living. I've never experienced anything like this. And in those months, those days, those weeks, I was just utterly confused, didn't know what to do. But thank God, and I say thank God for my faith. He was able to calm me in the stormy parts of my life. And I there were many shoot the shots moments during my pregnancy, and the first one was to whether or not that I should continue and give this child, although his chances of living was grim, or terminate the pregnancy. And I chose to give my child, my beautiful baby girl, the gift of time. And through the process, of course, being a believer, I was praying for a miracle. And through the process, although a miracle didn't happen, she did pass away I've learned so many things. I've grown closer to God in my faith. I've received just the support of family and friends. And the ironic thing was that during my pregnancy, being in the hospital as a trainer, I was able to experience being a pregnant mother, how doctors and the medical system interact with women, with families who go through these types of pregnancy, having your baby being genetically imperfect, right? Who would think of that? So during that time, I was able to observe, to see some of the things that needed to change, and after the pregnancy, after I got out of the hospital, passing of my baby girl, it took me about 4 months, 3 to 4 months, to garner the courage to write a letter to the hospital talking about what I observed, giving them various recommendations on how to communicate, how to treat a mother going through this, a family going through this. And good things have come out of it. I've been in communication with the hospital leadership. Um, Many changes have happened in that department. And also, I'm now one of the advisory board members for the neonatal comfort care unit of that hospital. And I still don't know why. I had the pleasure to carry a baby who's genetically imperfect. But I know that God does not allow us, none of our challenges are wasted. It's for something, right? And one of the purpose was to write this letter to make sure that future family members get the care they need, or whatever we're doing on the board, I would gladly say that it was a blessing. So that was a shoot the shot. And God assisted me to shoot the shots. And I just want to let all of the viewers know that in life we will have challenges. And yes, you can go through them. You are stronger than you think you are. Just take a deep breath, hold on to your faith, listen to programs like these, stay positive because you will get through it.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Gina, for sharing that. Share with us like a shoot your shot moment that you had.
There were so many just moments. But, and because I think Black women are always challenged as we just move through our lives to be successful, always. But when I was in college and I kind of did what I wanted to do, I went against the routine practicums and didn't go to the county health department. I wanted to go back to the Bronx where I grew up and work at one of the first family health centers in the United States of America. It was in the Bronx. It was the MLK Center, affiliated with Montefiore Hospital. So I got myself there, and I worked with one of my aunts who was a family health worker. Those community health workers that we all hear about in healthcare. She was one of the first groups. And so the executive director there was truly very supportive. And I worked with the family health workers. We were looking at how they were doing health education, how they were going into people's homes. And at one point, as I was getting ready to finish up my practicum there, Dolores Smith, I think was her name. She sat me down. She said, well, what are you doing for graduate school? I was not thinking about graduate school. All I know is that I needed to graduate, okay, and get a job. I wasn't even thinking about it because I didn't have any money, not sure about my grades. Like I said, it was not on my radar screen. And then she said, you need to go to Columbia University School of Public Health. I said, really? I said, okay. And so I went out and I applied to only one school. It was Columbia University. I looked at Berkeley, Johns Hopkins. I didn't want to be too far from my mother. I didn't really want to be in Maryland. I applied to one school, and that school was Columbia University. I didn't know how I was going to get any money. I didn't know the tuition was ridiculous. I didn't know about work. I didn't know about anything, but I applied anyway. I just took that risk and got accepted and basically got a scholarship there for those 2 years. And it was an extraordinary experience. But I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. All I knew is that I had to take my shot, right? All I knew is that I had to prepare myself to apply, do the GREs. I mean, I had to take the GREs twice. I had to take the prep course. I did all of that so I could be ready. And no one really told me anything about that. I mean, I was kind of picking it up as I went along, but I was quite successful and was able to get into Columbia University School of Public Health, which has meant so much to me in my career. It's really, truly a remarkable program. And that's how I met you, Tawana.
Thank you, Barbara, for sharing that. I think oftentimes you know, we have to jump into things, and people see in us sometimes things we don't see in ourselves. And that, that woman you just spoke about, she saw like, this is the direction you need to go. But you were able to have courage enough to say, let me try. Let me try to do it. Let me try to do it and make it happen. So that's awesome.
That's exactly how that happened.
One of my shoot the shot things is that I'm going to reach out to people I don't know. I'm going to reach out to celebrities. I'm going to reach out to, anybody that I feel like they have a story and something that I would love for them to share on the show. I'm going to shoot my shot and reach out to them and ask them, do I have a lot of followers right now? No, I don't. Do I have a lot of subscribers right now? No, I don't. But guess what? I'm going to keep pushing on. I'm going to do this. I'm passionate about it. You'll see our episodes on YouTube. And you'll be able to go on there and you'll be able to experience the journey with me. And that's all I can ask of you. It's just, follow us, subscribe, experience the journey with us. Know that it can only get better from here. And I am your host, Tawana J, and I'm here to help you shoot your shot and bet on yourself. Now, with that said, I'd like to thank everybody. Ladies, make sure you continue to bet on yourself.